Hey guys, good to be in contact with you guys again. Hope you guys are all doing well. So this video, we're going to go over a new assignment for Othello. This is actually going to be kind of similar to our storyboard assignment. It's going to be similar to our storyboard assignment in a couple ways. First, it's going to be difficult to access on Google Docs. So whatever you did to make the other assignment work for you, try that again for this assignment. That was an assignment that was created on Word as a worksheet that Google Docs really can't handle a lot of like the text boxes or like drawing tools that are required to make this assignment, this worksheet, work in person. That said, once again, however you want to finish it is going to be good with me. You can use drawing tools on a computer. You can print it out if that's an option to you. Use native programs on your computer. Find a web application that will let you draw pictures and paste them onto your Google Doc and make your own Google Doc. That's all totally fine. That's the first way it's going to be similar in that Google Docs really can't handle this document. The second way it's going to be similar is it's going to be mostly a way to show your comprehension. It's not super critical thinking. There's some, but it's really mostly showing that you understand what Shakespeare is saying and you can translate that into both words and images. Because obviously we need to understand on a word level because it's English class, it's reading, we got to understand it on a word level. But we need to understand on a visual level also because it's a play, and so we need to be able to make sure we can understand what this might look like in person, on a stage, that kind of thing. So this assignment is going to be, as you probably already saw from the assignment title, is going to be a blocking assignment. Now, blocking is the plan that a director makes for arranging the actors on a stage. So normally blocking is from a bird's eye view, like you're looking down, like the stage is there and you're looking straight down at the stage, right? And then if a character moves on that stage, right, you're going to see that character do a little move on the blocking paper that the director has. That way the director has a plan for what it's going to look like. The actors know where they're all going to be. It helps the director plan things out, helps keep the stage clear and organized for the audience, and clear and organized for the actors and the assistant stage managers and everyone else, so they can see, oh, hey, this is where they're going to be. Actors can practice those movements. If there's a movement that's kind of tricky that involves some timing, that blocking might need to be worked on. And this is true in plays, but also in TV shows or movies as well. Whenever an actor is moving on a screen, not just a stage, that is also blocking. So there's also blocking for movies and stuff. So an actor not only has to know their lines, but also has to know the blocking they're going to do, so they know, oh, hey, when I say this line, I have to walk over this way, or I have to look at the camera if it's a movie or whatever. So that's the kind of assignment we're going to do. We're going to take the same way we did a storyboard for Act 1, Scene 1. We're going to do this blocking assignment for Act 2, Scene 1. We're also going to divide up Act 2, Scene 1 into a few different parts. I'll give you the line numbers on the assignment description. So just use those line numbers to know, okay, for my little director plan of how characters are going to move, it's going to be for these lines and it's going to be for these lines, and it should be pretty straightforward. At least it should be once we go over the assignment right now. I actually have a little example assignment that on a little PowerPoint I'm going to run through with you guys, and I will, I should be able to put that PowerPoint up on the classroom as well. I'll try that. I don't know if it'll transfer over to slides, but we'll see if we can make it work. All right, so let's get into the assignment. Here we go. Let's share the screen. Whoa. Okay. So here's what the assignment is going to look like. The assignment's going to have a couple different pages. This is going to be the first page. It's really similar to the other two pages, except it has instructions. The other page won't have it as well. and it just has the stage itself. You can see that in the middle. That's where you're going to draw both your characters, any big parts of the set. You'll see an example in a second. You're going to explain why they're blocking this way, and you're going to make yourself a key. That way you don't have to write out like Othello right here, because that's going to be difficult. I mean, you can, but you know, you can just put like a symbol, and we'll see that in a second. Okay. I'm also going to post this backside as soon as it loads, and you can see it's just the same thing, just a smaller version. It's formatted a little bit differently because we're going to once again break up the scene into 3 different parts. So you're going to have the second part and the third part of the scene. And again, however, if you need to make this your own version on Google Docs and then you need to change the formatting, that's totally fine. As long as things are labeled so I know what I'm looking at, it's all good. I will post these as Google Docs. I'll also post these as JPEG picture image files so you can access them that way if that's going to be better for you. So same as the storyboard. I know it's going to be a kind of a technical workaround. This should be, off the top of my head, I believe this is our last assignment that's going to have a technical issue like this. All my other worksheets are going to be able to transfer over to Google Docs. So hopefully this is the last time. I think it's going to be the last time we're going to have formatting issues as severe as we had for the storyboard. So we got through the storyboard okay. It's going to be the same kind of principles to get through this, and we'll do that and just move on. So I have a little PowerPoint we're going to take a look at that's going to lead us through this assignment. So here we have the whole assignment right here. By the way, I think so in this PowerPoint, like you can see, this says Act 1, Scene 5. That's not true, obviously. This is a version of a PowerPoint I made for Romeo and Juliet. And so I updated it for Othello, but obviously not everything got updated. But you're going to get the idea of what it should look like well enough. Okay. So we're going to be explaining some things, the blocking and the characters, and this is, of course, our stage. And this is where we're going to start on this PowerPoint, right? So I'm going to use color coding for my characters. So all my characters can be represented by little dots because I can do that. And it's easy to do colors. I don't have to like write out their names or draw little symbols. If that works for you, that's great. If you want to do something else, that's totally fine. By the way, these line numbers, as you can see, I think this is accurate for Othello, but I'll put these line numbers, as I said before, in the assignment description. Okay, so you don't have to do color coding. You can, you know, just do like circles with like abbreviations. As long as you put it in the key, I'm like, oh, any circle with an E is just an extra, right? So just some rando who's maybe not listed in the play, but we know that there's going to be more than just, you know, 6 people there. So you put some extras on there. In my version of this scene, these extras are going to be guards. So we're going to see that in a second because, oh wait, okay, same thing. LC, that was the old Romeo and Juliet. I mean, you could do LC for First Gentleman. It doesn't make sense. Maybe a 1G makes more sense, but whatever. Okay. So here is my storyboard. You can see that this is actually a blown up version of this right here. So you can see when we go back to that one we were just on, it's going to say rear of stage and front of stage. And that's going to show us, hey, what we're going to look at after all those colored dots, what we're going to look at is just this zoomed in. So going past those colored dots. Okay, so this is that first thing zoomed in. We know they're at a fort because they're on Cyprus. And so I got some guards here, one guard here. I put a statue because they got to protect something. It needs to look interesting. And I drew these lines on their fort walls. These are stairs because, you know, the fort should be protected somehow. So they got to have stairs, get up high on the fort, like towers, and the palisades, I believe. That's what they're called. And then, of course, the walls here to actually make it a fort. I just drew them in, but, you know, it's the same thing. And then you can see my characters are starting to populate it already. And then all you need to do is draw where your character is going to start from and end up. So my character is going to start here and walk on this way, right? Start here, walk on this way. Totally cool. Nothing too special. You can just do lines to show where they're going. You know, you can draw little arrows to show which way they're moving. If it's not clear, that's totally fine. You know, I can use timing effects to show like, oh, hey, he doesn't exist, then he exists, so he must come on this way, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it is important, sorry, it is important that you show these lines because that's what shows the movement. You know, like if a guy comes on this way, that's different from a guy like walking past. And then they're like, hey, come over here. And so he comes over here, right? That would be a different kind of line. And that would be reflected hopefully in the lines, but also in the blocking. So the blocking does need to be accurate, but, you know, I'm not, if it's not, you know, I'm not looking for you to be the next, you know, what famous directors are there? Do students know directors? Martin Scorsese, he had a big movie recently. Quentin Tarantino, you guys shouldn't be familiar with his movies. I don't know, although you shouldn't be familiar with Scorsese's movies either. I don't know if you guys even know directors. Who directed Iron Man? I don't know. Avengers? Okay, whatever. I don't expect you to be the next big Marvel movie director. Just show some lines so we know how they move on the stage. Okay, and this is the part, okay, so again, these lines are wrong because this is old from Romeo and Juliet, but, and this is all from Romeo and Juliet too, so we'll ignore that part. But, okay, we're moving on to the explanation of blocking, which has been updated for Othello, and I'm just going to share, we want to explain why our characters are moving the way that they are, right? So I put the first few gentlemen and Montague on one side of the stage since they come in together, and I put Cassio and the third gentleman on the other side to show how news is coming from all directions, because they don't know where the whole fleet is, they don't know where Othello is, so they're getting reports, they're getting information, and it's like, you know, information's coming in from all over. So I wanted to represent that on the stage by having information come in one way. Oh, then we got some new news coming in this way. It's like literally things are happening in every which way because they don't know stuff and they're trying to get that information. I put them on the walls of the fort to show how anxious they are, right? Because they're scanning the sea for news. Was the Turkish fleet destroyed? Where is Othello? Is he safe? All that kind of stuff. Where's the rest of their fleet? You know, Cassio's there, but the rest of their fleet isn't. And so, you know, I just did a couple sentences explaining some emotions they're probably feeling, kind of give some symbolic reasons for their actions. We're really looking for more than just, it says that they enter, so they enter. Yeah, we get that, you know, so, you know, if you have them enter in different ways, why have them enter from different ways? Doesn't have to be, you know, genius, like I said, not next Marvel director kind of stuff. But we do want it to be, you know, something more than just repeating what it says in the book. So overall, this is my one for Romeo and Juliet. So, but overall, you know, you're going to have a little picture, a little description, and your key. Yours isn't going to be for Romeo and Juliet. Obviously, it's going to be for Othello, but you see the idea. Okay. All right. I know that was kind of a just a quick overview of what we're going to be looking for. And I know that it's not going to, and some of it didn't match up. It was like Romeo and Juliet mixed in with the Othello update. So I apologize for that. I would edit it before I share it with you guys, but Mr. Manzanetti's computer is very old. It's actually older than our school computers. And Mr. Manzanetti never had enough money to actually buy the correct version of Microsoft PowerPoint. So I have a cheap knockoff free download version that does some things very well, and other things it's better not to edit it. So sorry. Okay. Hopefully though that gives you just a little bit of an overview of what the end result's going to look like, explaining what we're looking for in each of those different parts. You know, you can use color, you don't have to use color. Went over, you know, I know that it's going to be difficult to access for a lot of us on Google Docs because Google Docs is silly. Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, you know, I got the old version here. It's harder to update, and you know, even if I had the newer version, it just won't. Google Docs won't do like the boxes you saw where it had like the list for the lines and stuff, and the box for the where you put the movements and the, you know, you draw the little bird's eye view of the stage if you're looking straight down from the stage. Google Docs can't handle that, so you know, that's the fun of distance learning. That said, I hope you guys are enjoying being back at school, enjoying distance learning as much as 16-year-olds can enjoy school. I'm enjoying seeing your work and seeing you guys getting your work done. Please continue checking Synergy. I'm making updates every once in a while. If I ever get a chance to get it all updated as far as I know, including late work, I will let you guys know. So keep checking your Synergy email, your student view email, same thing. And I'll, of course, be checking mine as well. Send me those student view emails if you have questions or concerns. You can try the messages on Google Docs, on Google Classrooms. I've been trying to be good about getting back to you guys about that. I've responded to a number of students using Google Classrooms, but Google Classrooms has a really, really bad messaging interface. Like if it gets lost after it's first sent, it's almost impossible to go back and see it. It's really doesn't make that easy. So you can try Google Classroom's messages. For a lot of us, that's been great, totally cool. If that's been working for you, keep using it. I'll keep on checking it as well as I can. However, definitely go with Student View as well. I'll be checking that and getting back to you guys there too. So hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe, keeping in with the shelter-at-home orders we have here in California. That's important. If you guys have been following the coronavirus stuff, you've seen that Sacramento County has actually been seeing a decrease in how fast we're getting new cases. Obviously, we're still getting new cases, but we're getting them slower than before. That means what you guys are doing, what your families are doing with the social distancing is working, even though it's really difficult for a lot of people for a variety of reasons. We're really seeing those good results. So keep with it. There's reports out of a lot of respective universities that say in order to keep people safe, we might be doing this for months more. So I don't know if that's actually going to be true or not. It looks like, that's what scientists say is going to be the best for keeping people safe. And obviously that's important. So it's going to be a real crazy thing as we keep on going through it. But I hope you guys are doing things not only to stay good in school, obviously, but also good emotionally and as well as you can, good socially. So keep on doing those things as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I look forward till I get to see some of your work again and then make another video for you guys, as cheesy as these videos are. But, it's the best I got to interact with you guys, which I like doing. So I look forward to when I get to do them again. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay. Did I do that? Did that end it?